Shout out Near Falls with D Hall's podcast.
Welcome to Near Falls with D Hall. He's talking on bars and how they win it all. Yeah, it's just Near Falls with D Hall. The final takedown, the glory or the fall. So loosen up, step on in, wrestle with the need to win. Talking Near Falls with D Hall. Ready or not, he's here to brawl.
What's going on, wrestling fans? Welcome into another edition of Near Falls in the Whippeal special edition. Of course, you see three faces on the screen. First things first, I'll introduce the guest, Mr. Matt Taylor of Inside PA Wrestling. How are you, sir?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Go ahead, Cass.
Can't complain. Couple days away from the state tournament. Excited, ready to roll.
Absolutely. It's going to be a fantastic show indeed. It is just us here today. It's going to be we're going to break down both AA and AAA brackets. We're going to give top four at each weight as well as our traditional bracket buster. It's going to be a fire show, fellas. I guess first things first. Give me your overall thoughts. Does anyone have anything coming into the state tournament from like the regional tournaments?
Nothing interesting that I think of. I mean, there's 4 or 5 weight classes that are just disgustingly deep. Yeah. I would say that's the main point. I mean, just one off the top, I think 133 in AA is ridiculous. But nothing crazy coming out of, at least from this side of the state.
Yeah, nothing really from this side. You had Dillard, Wilmot Kai. You had that matchup again. That went to Dillard. So, everything kind of went expected out on this side.
All right, fellas, what do you think? Let's not bury the lead too much. Let's just get right into it. All right. We'll start off in AA, as always. Share screen. Let's do that. And we are using Matt Taylor's site. You can find all the brackets, rankings, all those things on, what is it, InsidePAWrestling.com, Matty T?
Yep.
All right.
Should be able to find it right on the front page.
So go and check that out, of course. But first things first, 107 in AA. I feel like this weight for me, guys, is highlighted by one of the best guys in the country, Cooper Deputy. But kind of give me your overall thoughts. We'll start with Matty T, and then we'll go to Cass.
Yeah, this is a really good weight, and all 4 regional winners, I think, have a really good shot at going real far here. But you see, like Mason Kiesacker right there at that Southwest 2 spot. He's going to have to feed into Schumann, which Schumann is a Fargo All-American. So that's going to be a tough quarterfinal right there. You have Crandall Eisenhower. That's a first-round match. That's going to be a really good match. Kind of unfortunate they have to hit that early. Blake Clipp could be a landmine down there, though. At the bottom half of that bracket, he can make a real good run there.
Yeah, I like the Blake Clipp, reference there. I think I have Clip making his way to the semis. I think he gets to the semis. I haven't beaten Ward, Van Ward out of Union City in the quarters. But to me, I think Deputy and Pandy, after those two, I think there's a little bit of a gap. But Deputy's the number 1 kid in the country. I don't see anybody beating Deputy. But the bottom side of this bracket is really tough. I mean, it's a shame that Eisenhower is where he's at in the bracket running into Deputy, because I think if Eisenhower was on the top of this bracket, there's a good chance he's, in the finals. I know Schumann beat him in the district final or in their regional finals, but that's a tough quarterfinal draw for Eisenhower.
Even the thing, though, is he going to get past Crandall, because Crandall's really good. Saw him at the state a couple weeks ago. So, that's a tough matchup for him all the way through.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Definitely a tough quarter there for Mr. Eisenhower. Matt, give me your top 4 and a bracket buster before we move on.
So I have Deputy winning the state final. I have Pandy getting second. He's going to get into the finals there. Blake Clip dropping down from the semis. He's going to get fourth with Mason Kiesecker, who I also had in the semis. He's going to get third.
Go ahead, Kaz.
I have the exact same thing as Matt. I have Deputy winning it, Pandy second, Kiesecker third, and Clip fourth. As far as a bracket buster, I like Warren Wolfsagle of Elizabeth Forward. Gave Kiesecker a couple tough matches this year in the section finals. I saw that live. So I'm going to say Warren Wolfsagle of Elizabeth Forward. I have him losing in the blood round here, but from a pigtail in fifth out of the region, I'm going to use him.
Yeah.
Love it. All right. I am going pretty much what you guys went with. With one thing being said, that Pandy, guys, if Cooper Deputy didn't exist, that dude is really, really damn good. So I would think he would win a lot of times. But I will go Cooper Deputy 1, Pandy 2. I'm going to go Kiesecker 3, and Eisenhower 4. Kind of what you guys said, but I got to go with Mr. Bonnie as my bracket buster, of course. One of my favorites, and I think he has a style that if he gets in the right matchups, he can beat a lot of dudes. So give me Mr. Angelo Bonnie as my bracket buster. All right, moving on to 114 pounds. We see Lordier is the up at the top there, the southeastern one. Karen Bauer is the northwest one. Northeast one is Xander Wilson, and southwest one is Mr. Patrick Bolger of Derry. Kaz, give me your thoughts on this weight class.
I think it's a two-horse race. I think at the end of the day, I think Karen Bauer and Lotier are the only ones that can win this bracket. I just don't see anybody else beating those two. Lotier's a defending state champ here. Karen Bauer undefeated. I don't think Wilson or Chambers or Shickley, I don't think, they're going to give Karen Bauer much to work with. And same with the top. Like, I know Bulger's there. I just don't see it. I see it more of a two-horse race coming down to Lotier and Karen Bauer in this weight class.
Go ahead, Matt.
Yeah, and kind of the thing here is, I think if Xander Wilson was on the top half of this bracket, I think he could make a run to the state final. But he's on that bottom half. I think Karen Bauer is just too good this year. And, Wilson has a tough time just to getting to the semis because he's going to have to face either Shickley or Chambers. So, the fight for third through eighth is going to be more interesting than the fight for the finals, basically.
Kaz, give me your top 4 in a bracket buster.
Top 4, I have Karen Bauer winning it, Lotier second, I have Wilson third, and I have Shickley of Halifax taking fourth. Bracket buster, I don't know if I'd call it a bracket buster because he's ranked pretty high in the state, but Cruz Little taking third out of his region. I think he's definitely going to place. Again, I feel like it's kind of a cop-out bracket buster because he's ranked so high, but just based off of how he finished in his region, he's going to have a tougher road to get there. So I'll go with Cruz Little.
Matt?
So I basically have his top 3, except I have Bolger getting fourth. I think he can get into that third place match. My bracket buster would probably be Gabe Oberheim from Montgomery. I've had him just below Xander Wilson all year. When those two wrestle, it's a real tight match going all the way to the final couple seconds. So I think he can make a run, especially I think he might lose to start off to Householder, and he can make a run in the consolations and possibly place.
I got Karen Bauer winning it, Lordier second, and I got Bolger taking third, actually. And I have, who do I have? Shickley taking fourth. My bracket buster, can't believe you didn't take this guy, Kaz. I thought for sure you were going to take him, Mr. Tum Tum. I think he has a good chance to find his way onto the state podium.
Yeah, I think Tum's going to place in this bracket. Top first round matchup. I mean, him and Shickley, that's a really good first round matchup. But I think Tum Tum's definitely going to place here. in this bracket.
All right, 121 pounds. We see Wolford of North Lebanon is the southeastern one. He is up top. Keegan Bassett, the southwest one, is down at the bottom. Rothermel of Line Mountain is your 3 seed, and Shriven of Hickory is your 4 seed. Those are your 4 champs. Give me your thoughts on this weight class, Matt Taylor.
This is top 3 are going to be really tough to figure out because you have Wolford. He did pretty well last year at 107. I think he got second, if I remember correctly. That's off the top of my head. Bassett got 4th at 107, and Rothermel got 5th at 121 last year. So really high caliber guys. Max Dingus is a landmine there for Scriven in the top half of that bracket, and Santa Maria could definitely make a run. Kind of unfortunate that Ian Stearns gets knocked out of this bracket due to an injury, but it's kind of how it rolls here in the postseason.
Yeah, and more on that. Obviously, we live in an age where we can find pretty much anything out. I was able to see on his Instagram, I think it is a collarbone injury, according to Ian Stearns. So heal up. He's a young buck. He'll be just fine. But as we kind of talked about before we hit the record button, Kaz, kind of tough to wrestle with a broken collarbone, my friend.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of stuff that you can suck it up and wrestle through the pain. You can't with a broken collarbone. You just can't. I feel bad for the kid. I mean, what did he take at States last year as a freshman?
It's a good question. I'm on it. Go ahead, keep talking.
Can't remember. I think he took 7th or 8th last year at States. So yeah, feel for him, especially short notice like this. I know Matt, you said he struggled maybe in his semis match. He did it last week. But back to the bracket itself. This may be. Say that again.
Eighth last year.
This may be in AA, outside of Bassett or outside of 145, the top 3 here. This might be the most powerful 1-2-3 punch in AA with Rothermel, Wolford, and Bassett. And I'll throw Dingus in there too because he has a win over Dom Deputy this year. At Powerade. So there's a lot of depth here. Picking this was tough. Wolford definitely got the best spot being a number 1 seed, avoiding that potential semis match with Bassett or Rothermel. And I think Wolford is going to come out on top of this bracket. I have him taken first. I think he beats Rothermel in the finals. I have Bassett taken 3rd, and I have Dingus taken 4th. So I think based off of the state rankings, those are the top 4. I think they finish top 4 in this bracket. And then as far as a bracket buster, I like Garrett Wyden from Chestnut Ridge.
All right, Kaz. I am very similar, except I think Rothermel will hold as the number 1 guy. I think he's going to win the state championship here for Line Mountain. I have Bassett in that match, man. I think that Bassett Rothermel match in the semi, I think whoever wins that, I think they have a really good chance to go out and beat Wofford in the finals. I have Wofford taking 2nd, Bassett taking 3rd, and then Dingus taking 4th. So kind of what you said, Kaz, but just a little bit of a different order. And then for my bracket buster, man, I really thought about this one a lot. It all depends on where it all comes through. Some Whippeal boys, and I think Bruce Anderchek, shout out, winningest wrestler in Quaker Valley history. I think he's going to find his way onto the podium.
I have him placing here as well.
Go ahead, Kaz. What you think?
Oh, Matty T's up. I gave mine.
Or I'm sorry, opposite Matty T. My bad, buddy.
Yeah, I'm pretty much going with Kaz here. I think Wolford's going to win the weight. Rothermel getting 2nd, Bassett 3rd, and Dingus on getting 4th. I think I got to watch out for Faith Christian freshman Flynn Armstead. I think he can make a run and place in this tournament.
No doubt. Them Faith Christian boys, pretty dangerous. All right. 127 pounds. Kaz, give me your thoughts on this weight class.
A lot of depth. A lot of depth here. I think you can go all the way down to about the top kind of 12 based off rankings, and can all kind of make a case. Like you could see really any of them placing here. First round matchups here, my biggest take. Wernsberger and Kazanovic, that's an incredible first round matchup. Painter and Kraus, awesome. Chunko and Walter, there's just a lot going on here. Furman from Delone, the freshman, he's ranked like top 7 or 8 in the state, and he has a pigtail just because that Southeast region is so good at this weight. Maniette, the 4, like it just. I have
made it to semis.
Maniette.
No, the kid, the Furman out of the pigtail.
Furman. No, I don't see him beating Canes.
Okay.
I don't see that, but I have a lot going on in this bracket. So I'll just read off some of them. Like I think Maniette gets by Stewart in the first round. That's one of, I think I have 3 regional champs losing their first match in AA, and that's one of them. I have Maniette beating Logan Stewart. That's one of my upsets here. Everything else in the first round pretty chalk. When I get to the semis is where kind of my craziness happens. I have Chunko beating Deputy. That I think that's kind of a toss-up match. I gotta stick with my Burl boy and Baker and take Baker over Bachman. He's got a chip on his shoulder from not having the postseason. So I have Baker and Chunko in the finals. And then I have Bachman. It's weird. I have Stewart losing first round, but I have Stewart wrestling the whole way back and wrestling Bachman for 3rd and 4th.
I can see that.
With Bachman taking 3rd. So I have Baker 1, Chunko 2, Bachman 3, Stewart 4. And then my bracket buster, I have to go with Maniette just because, I have him upsetting a regional 1 and going into the quarters. And I have him placing here as well. So that would be my bracket buster.
Go ahead, Matty.
Oof. It's tough to follow that one up because that's some craziness there.
That was a lot.
Furman is a landmine, and I think Canes got one of the worst draws out of anybody here because he's going to have to face Furman. If he gets past that, you got to face Chunko. If you get past that, you got to face Deputy. So, and I don't think he's going to get past Deputy. I have Deputy winning this weight going back to back. I think seeing him against Baker the last couple times they faced, Baker beat him the first time, and then the last couple times Deputy beat him. Deputy's on a tear this year. I think he'll be able to get to the finals and win it. Bachman, I have him coming out, winning that top half, but I think that Bachman-Baker semifinal is going to be a real toss-up. I think it's going to go to sudden victory overtime. I have Stewart. I had him losing in the quarters to Baker, have him dropping down, getting into that 3rd place match, losing again to Baker. Baker getting 3rd, Stewart getting 4th.
All right. Very similar, Matt. I have just a little bit different, which is what we talked about right off the bat, is this weight is so deep. I got Bachman winning it. Deputy too. I got Cam Baker coming back and taking 3rd, and then the 4th place I got Ian Stewart. So just a little bit different than what you have there. Logan Stewart. I said Ian Stewart. Logan Stewart there, Matty T. But again, this weight is so deep. 3 different guys we all picked to win it. And then if we all said, if we looked up at the end of the weekend there and Chunko won it, I don't think any of us would be surprised. So very, very deep weight class here at 100.
I want to piggyback off of what Matt said. Canes got maybe the worst. I mean, that's the toughest road of any
way.
1 seed that you could get. I mean, that's insane. The path to get to the finals of who he would have to beat there. That's a ridiculous run.
Even if you get Connor Myers, if somehow Myers beats Furman, that's still a tough match. So he's got no good options.
No, that's not ideal there.
All right. 133 pounds. By the way, I got Keegan Painter. I just wrote that down as my bracket buster. I think he has a good chance to place the freshman out of Grove City. I don't think I said that. But going into this weight class, man, you got to look at Will Detter up at the top there. Super impressed by his season all the way through. Powerade champ. Will Detter is the one up there. Bradley Wagner of Mifflinburg is down there too. Guano of Bald Eagle is your 3, and Slicker of Hickory is your 4. Matty T, give me your thoughts.
Will Dieter, I think, is going to have the tournament that he should have had last year, where he should have won it last year. He got clipped by Deputy there in the quarterfinals, which was unfortunate. They matched there. I think he's going to go on a run, win a state title. Bottom half of the bracket, I think, is a little bit more interesting, just because you have Chase Holman, Leon Lawler down there, going to have to feed into the regional winners. I think Tanner Gwinnett has a good shot of making it to the finals, but I can see Bradley Wagner making it too. Austin Burnish, I think, can make some noise in this bracket, possibly place depending on where he loses. If he loses and he doesn't have to face somebody real tough in a blood round, I think he'll make it. So that's my bracket buster right there, is Austin Burnish.
Literally everything that Matt just said, just plug it in for mine. I think Will Dieter's going to win the weight. I have him beating Guano in the finals. Bernash was going to be my bracket buster, but I'll go away from that just for sake of conversation, and I'll say Eric Carlisle out of Penns Valley. I think I have Wagner beating Carlisle in that first round, but I think that's a really good match. Could see Carlisle winning that. I'm not going to pick it, but I think there's a chance. So I have Dieter 1, I have Guano 2, I have Homan 3, and Carfley out of McCourt 4. Homan Guano in the quarterfinals could be a state title match. I really believe that. And honestly, Carfley Dieter in the quarterfinals could be a state title match too. So I have Dieter 1, Guano 2, Homan 3, Carfley 4.
I have Dieter 1, Wagner 2, Guano 3, and then I have Carfley coming back and taking 4th. I'm all over Dieter. I saw him wrestle for me over at the CWA event. He's a monster, man, and he's really been on a tear this year. I think he's going to take care of business there. But for my bracket buster, I got Sabatino Sculio of Reynolds. I think he has a good chance to come on the backside there and win a bunch of matches, maybe get on the podium. We'll see. Pretty good weight class here at 133 pounds as we move on down to 139 pounds. But before we do that, let's give a little love to one of our sponsors. That is Fox Run Golf Course out on my side of the city. It is close. It's getting to that time of year. We are talking about the state tournament, which means golf season is right around the corner. Go out and check out Fox Run Golf Course. That is up there in northern Beaver County, right around Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania. Beautiful layout, a lot of fun. Wrestler owned, wrestling family owned. A lot of fun. Go check them out. That is Fox Run Golf Course. Matty T, give me your thoughts on this weight class, my friend.
This is a Southeast dominated weight class. Camden Bomb's been upper tier, and then you have Yacovelio Andrus down there at the Southeast 2, and you have Gavin Green at Southeast 3. Those two have hit. They hit in the section, and that was a sudden victory match. They hit last week in the semis of the regional, and that was a semifinal, or that was a sudden victory match too. They're just going to blow this bracket up on the bottom half. I think the bottom half of this bracket with, even Michael Gorell and Mason Wright up there at the pigtail, I think the whole bottom half is just going to get blown up. You're going to see guys that, you don't typically see Southeast 3 or Southwest 4 making it into the quarterfinals, but I think you see it in this weight. You could even see Michael McNeil somehow get through and get to the quarters as well. So, but the freshman out of Muncie, Chase Boozer, I haven't seen a lot of them at the start of the year, and then near the tail end of the year, they start wrestling some good opponents. He's really good, so he's somebody to really watch out for. I have Baum winning the weight, Yacovelio Andrus getting second, Chase Boozer getting third, and then Drake McClure coming back getting fourth.
Cass.
Yeah, the Southeast region's disgusting here. I think Baum and Yacovelli, Andrews and Green are the three best in the state. So I have Baum winning it. I have Yacovelli Andrus too, and I have Green taking third. Fourth, I have Camden Barrero out of Cathedral Prep taking fourth here. Just a couple points, like McMullen losing to McClure last week in the semis. I think most people had McMullen winning this weight from a regional standpoint, not the PIAA. I didn't do the math on it, Matt. You may have. If McMullen would have won the region, what seed would have he been? Because he didn't have any prestige points from last year.
Yeah, McMullen probably would have been where Barrero is. So it would have changed the whole makeup of the bracket.
I figured because Boozer doesn't have the points from last year. So you go from having a potential McMullen Baum collision course in the finals to them meeting in the quarters.
Yeah.
I mean, McMullen could very easily win that match. I'm not picking him to. But that's a tough quarterfinal matchup if you're Cam Baum. As far as my bracket buster, I like Willie from Chestnut Ridge. I don't think he can beat Boozer, but I think he'll have a decent backside of this bracket. And Tanner Hamilton of Grove City.
Took mine. That's what I was going to go with. I love Hamilton of Grove City. Yeah, that's going to be my bracket buster. I think that, if he gets by that first match, you never know. I mean, those Hamilton boys, they rip it. So give me Hamilton as my bracket buster. I got Baum winning it. I think McClure's going to get through. I think he's going to get all the way through. I love dudes that can ride. I think he's going to get through. I haven't picked any Whippeals. Give me all the way to the finals there. He's going to get to the finals. Barrero is going to take third. And I have Hamilton taking fourth. I think he's going to rip it all the way back through. All right. Moving on down. Where are we at? 145 pounds. Oh boy. Not too much to say about this weight class, but a lot to say about this weight class. Go ahead, Matt Taylor.
So I think everybody's looking forward to the Hare Bassett final. I will caution everybody on that because Hare has one of the toughest roads I think I've seen a one seed ever have. Because Garshnik or Santero, they're in the quarters. Really tough matchup. And then Caden Judice, I've had number 3 the entire year. And disregard the tech falls from Bo Bassett. Judice has beaten everybody except Bo Bassett this year. So tough road for Hare. I think Bassett got the luck of the draw here. Grayson Music is a really good guy. He wrestled Hare pretty tough there a couple weeks ago at the state tournament. But Bassett, I think, is a clear favorite coming out of this. Just because I think Hare is going to get worn down. If he gets through all those matches, I think he's just going to get worn down. And then Bassett's going to have a lot of pressure. He wrestled really fast, wrestled very physical. So I think that's going to be a difference in that match. So I have Bassett 1. I still think Hare is going to make it to the finals and get second. Music dropping down, getting third, and Judice getting fourth. I think Matthew Santero from Saucon Valley could really disrupt this bracket and start punching his way through the consolations there.
See, you say getting worn down. I say gaining confidence and finding his mojo. Give me Mr. Brant Hare to get the upset to shock the Whippy, or not just the Whippy, but the wrestling community, and beating Bo Bassett in the finals. I got Hare 1, Bassett 2, Music 3, and then I got Garshnik coming back and taking fourth. Really good weight class here, obviously. But my bracket buster is I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I like a couple different guys here. I usually pick a Whippy boy. Judice, you can't really pick him as a bracket buster, but I will go with Bertucci out of Burrow, as I always try to pick a Whippy boy because I think he has a pretty good path on the backside as well. Go ahead, Cass.
Yeah, Hare and Bassett are going to be in the finals. I have Bassett winning it over Hare. Like Matt said, that is a rough path to the finals.
Not if you're Brant Hare.
The top, I mean, Judice and Music. This is a disgusting kind of top four here. And I think those four will all hold. So I have Bassett 1, Hare 2. I have Music 3, and Judice 4th. I almost feel bad for Music and Judice because, I mean, they're both state champion level kids. But when
100%.
you're in a weight class with these two, it's like, what do you do? And just look at Pat. I mean, Garshnick's in this bracket, who's won 2 state medals. Santoro from Saucon Valley, I saw him at Team States. I actually believe he wrestled Hare at Team States.
It was a tough match.
Yeah, it was an entertaining match for sure. I mean, Hare won obviously, but Santoro didn't back down and he threw the kitchen sink. So from an entertainment standpoint, it was really good. I think Santoro and Garshnick, that's going to be a must, probably the must watch first round matchup because they're both funky and all hell will break loose in that match. I'm excited for that one. Bracket Buster. I have 2 guys. I actually have 2 guys in pigtails that I have placing in my bracket. So I'll mention both of them. I think Graydon Gustos of Reynolds is going to place in this bracket, as well as Julian Bertucci of Burrell. That Northwest region, to me, I feel like it's kind of a crapshoot. You know, I'm not sold on Rudy Gentile or Gentile. I'm not sure how to put it. I should say I'm not sold, but like any one of those top 4 in the Northwest, I feel can beat each other. And I'm gonna go with Gustus coming out with a medal just because of the grind that he has wrestled this year from a Reynolds schedule standpoint.
Moving on, 152 pounds. We see Hudson Homan at the top, the Grove City senior. Joey Bachman is the junior from Faith Christian. Jonah Early, the senior from Fraser. And Dalton Schrader from Line Mountain, the senior there. Kaz, give me your thoughts on this weight class.
Homan and Bachman, to me, the clear-cut 2 here.
Mm-hmm.
I know based off like the state rankings, I know that Clay Kimmy from McLean has been ranked kind of 3rd all year. I watched Homan and Kimmy wrestle in the Fred Bell finals, and Homan kind of beat the brakes off him in that match. So I think Homan and Bachman are on a collision course. I'm a huge Hudson Homan fan. He's wrestled on my Stand Your Ground card. Great family. I don't see him beating Bachman. I just don't. So I have Bachman 1. I have Homan 2. And then I have Erdley 3rd and Boyer 4. Check that. I have Erdley 3rd and Kimmy 4th. I have Erdley and Boyer wrestling in the Concy semis for like the 4th week in a row they've met in the Whitfield finals last week. Bracket Buster here. This one actually was kind of easy for me. Easton Comp out of Bishop McDevitt. I think he goes on an absolute tear on the backside of this bracket, and I have him placing. Have him in the 7th and 8th place match. Have him losing to Boyer in the Concy quarters.
I'm going to echo pretty much everything you said there, Kaz. I love Hudson Homan. I think that if he was more of what we said with Music there, if he was in a different weight class with a different guy, I think that he would have a great chance to win the bracket. But Joe Bachman, just a little bit too much. So I got Bachman 1, Hudson Homan taking 2nd. I got Early coming back and taking 3rd. And I actually got Jackson Butler. He is sneaking in there and taking 4th. But my bracket buster is Boyer, which is a little confusing because Boyer was the ahead of him last week. But I just think that he's going to definitely place, and Butler has a good spot on the bracket as well. What else? What do you say, Mr. T?
And I kind of echo what everybody said. Joey Bachman and Hoyman, I think, are going to make their run to the finals. And this is like a couple of the other weights. First and second, you kind of know who you got going there. It's the battle for third through eighth. And I have Bachman getting first, Hoyman getting second. Early dropping down from the quarterfinals, actually. I'd have him losing to Clay Kimmy, dropping down, getting back and placing third. And Boyer, who I also have losing in the quarterfinals, getting fourth. And, I'd like to say Boyer would be the bracket buster here because I think he can go on a run on the backside. But also Brayden Andrews is somebody to watch out for out of Southern Columbia there. He had a really good sectional and district tournament a couple weeks ago. So he can definitely go on a run and make some impacts here.
160 pounds. I'm going to let you continue to talk there, Matty T. What do you think about this weight class?
Really good weight. Shane Wagner being there at the Southeast 3 kind of throws everything off. Bottom half of this bracket is really good. It's Melvin Miller on the top. Don't really have to talk about anybody else. But Shane Wagner being there to face Jordan Thompson there in the quarterfinals, I think Wagner can make a run, get to the semis. Milheim Negron Jr. match there in the quarterfinals as well. And you could put Ipchik in there as well. So it's not even a given that Negron moves on. But Milheim's been on the same level, not the same level as Miller, but on a similar level where he's been so dominant this year. It's hard to pick against him until he gets to Miller. So I have Miller getting the state championship, Milheim placing second, Shane Wagner dropping down from the semis and getting third, and then Negron Jr. dropping down from the quarters and getting fourth.
Kaz?
The bottom of this bracket is disgusting good. Olsen and Wagner, and then Negron and Ivsic in the first round. Like, those are two incredible first round matchups. But I don't see Miller having any trouble at the top of this bracket. And I want to say I don't see Milheim having really much trouble at the bottom. I mean, I have him wrestling Wagner in the semis. I think Wagner will give him a good match, but I don't think Milheim will ever be in a position to lose that match. So Miller 1, Milheim 2. I have Wagner taking third, and then I have Alec Pelko of Jefferson Morgan taking fourth. I think Pelko's, and I'm going to say Pelko is my sleeper as well. I have Pelko making a run to the semis. That kid is absolutely incredible. He kind of
so good, buddy.
Shocked the WPIAL.
So good.
Shouldn't say shocked the WPIAL, but when he beat Ivsic in the WPIAL semis, I mean, that was a surprise to everybody because Ivsic has been maybe the most dominant WPIAL AA wrestler this year. I shouldn't say the most, but up there.
In a weight class that's really good, too.
Yes. I think the bracket sets up well for Pelko. I do want to Doug McKim, the freshman from Huntington, had a really good year. His only losses were to Melvin Miller going into the regional tournament. Kind of fell off a little bit at the end, but I think he could make some noise as well.
I got Miller winning it, Milheim taking second. I got Wagner coming back and taking a third. And again, Kaz, very similar to you. I got Palco. He's my bracket buster. I got him come back and taking fourth. I think that kid's a stud, man. And, I think he was a little banged up for points of time during the season there. But, man, he seems like he's ready to go and looks great. Also, Ewan Olsen from Derry, another guy that you got to keep an eye on. I think he has a great chance to place as well. 172 pounds. So I skipped one ahead there. Gage Wenzel from Montoursville, your senior, or the senior there is the 1. Singer from Faith Christian is the 2. Morale from Cockerton is your 3. Gunby of McCourt is your 4. Matty T, give me your thoughts.
Wenzel has a really tough path here to get to the finals. I think he's still going to make it. But, possibly getting Lazowski there right in the first round. That's going to be a tough matchup. Fukuzoto, he's not as good. I don't want to put him down, but he's not as good as his older brother. But still a really good wrestler. So it's going to be a tough match. And then Emery Gumby is another one that kind of comes out of nowhere. Really good guy out of there from Bishop McCourt. So Wenzel has a tough path here. But I think Singer has probably a tougher path because Horvat's really good. And then, you get Cash Morrell or you get Max Wernsberger in the semis. Either one of those are going to give him a run too. So not the easiest weight to work through. But I have Singer winning this weight. I think he'll get the edge over Gage Wenzel. Emery Gumby dropping down, getting third. And then Vinny Fukuzoto, which I consider a bracket buster, getting fourth.
Kaz?
I have the same final. I have Singer and Wenzel. I have Singer beating Wenzel in the finals. I think Wernsberger gets to the semis and Singer in an incredible match. I have Wernsberger coming back taking third. I have Horvat taking fourth here. Gunby kind of pulled a shocker. Not a shocker, but that was an upset, him beating Horvat in the finals last week. What has Wernsberger beaten Wenzel this year?
No.
And
they face off pretty much every week too.
Yeah, I was gonna say probably a few times, right?
And part of me wanted to pick Wernsberger to win this.
Actually, no. Wernsberger beat him at King of the Mountain to start the year. I think in the King of the Mountain finals.
And then bracket buster here. I like Lasowski out of Penns Valley, but Sam Harrington out of Erie Cathedral Prep, I have him placing in this bracket as the Northwest 3.
I have Singer winning it. Wenzel taking second. I have Wernsberger taking third. Again, that Singer-Wernsberger might be one of the best semifinal matches going, but he's got to get through Cash Morrell. Cash Morrell's no joke. I have him coming back and taking fourth. They're going to wrestle again for third and fourth, I think. And, interesting weight class here. There's a bunch of guys, not a bunch, but I think three guys that can win it, which, makes it a lot of fun. All right. 189 pounds. Cass, thoughts?
I'm not going to say Adam Waters' next topic, but it's pretty close. I just don't see how anybody touches him in this bracket. He's fully confident he's going to become the next 4-time state champ. Heading to Ohio State, he's to me the class of this thing, and I don't really think he's tested much in this bracket, even in the state finals. My guess is he bonuses in the finals. I have him wrestling Kyle Scott of Tyrone in the finals here. So I have Waters 1, Scott 2. I have Pensiero out of McCourt 3 and Brady Brown from Derry 4, which would also make Pensiero my bracket buster coming from the pigtail. I have him in the semis and then taking third.
I got same thing, Kaz. I mean, you can't pick against Waters. I got him 1, Scott taking second. I got Brady Brown coming back and taking third, actually, and then I have him beating Pensiero. My bracket buster is Malachi Peak of Best Center. Matty T, thoughts?
He's a good bracket buster. I also have Adam Waters winning. I think he's, barring an injury, he's going to be a 4-time state champion. With Kyle Scott, I think Kyle Scott's going to dominate that bottom half of the bracket and just work his way through. Harvey, I think, is going to get third. He's going to have a tough road there with Pensiero and Fukuzoto that he's going to have to line up with there. I think Fukuzoto, they're going to have a rematch from the quarterfinals down to the third and fourth place match, and I think Harvey's going to edge him out. But realistically, this weight, you can probably see 8 or 9 guys third through eighth, and I wouldn't be mad about it. There's so much depth in this weight, and elite depth as well, because you have like Jaden Emler, Brady Brown, Duke Martin from Honesdale. You have Fukuzoto, Emery Johnson, Gavin Boyd. You have that depth, and then you have Pensiero there at that pigtail match that he can disrupt the whole bracket there. So really good weight. I think this one's going to be entertaining. Again, another weight where it's who the finals is going to be, but 3rd through 8th, that's going to be an entertaining part of it.
Moving on. 215 pounds. We see Aiden Bliss up top, the Port Allegheny senior. Landon Erdman from Huntington, he's a senior. Landon Tucker from Mifflinburg, he is a sophomore. And Kale Wademeyer from Faith Christian is a senior. I think if you look at this weight class, I think we're on a collision course there on the top side semi between Wademeyer and Bliss. And I think whoever wins that has a very, very good chance to win this bracket. For me, I have Bliss 1. I think he's going to take care of Wademeyer, and that might be, a little bit of an upset. But I like Bliss. I think he's been great all year. I think he's going to take 1st. Wademeyer's going to come back and take 3rd. I got Erdman taking 2nd out of the bottom side there. I think he comes through. And then as my bracket buster, looking down this list, another best center boy. I got Lehue from best center, a guy that we've seen win a bunch of tournaments. I think, won a Whitfield title last week. I think he has a good chance to find his way onto the podium. What say you, Kaz?
I think Bliss and Wiedemore are the 2 best guys here. It's a shame the seeds played out like this. Wiedemore didn't wrestle last year, so didn't have any prestige points, or else he probably would have been the 2. Definitely would have been the 2. I think Wiedemore beats Bliss in that semi. Whoever wins that semi to me is going to win the title here. So I have Wiedemore 1. Bottom half of my bracket's a little, I have both 1 seeds or both regional champs at the bottom losing. I have Lattimore from Northeast beating Erdman in the quarters, and I have Tupper of Reynolds beating Tucker in the quarters. So I have Tupper in the finals. So I have Wiedemore 1, Tupper 2, then I drop down to 3rd and 4th. I think Bliss takes care of business, takes 3rd. And then Kyler Quick from Mahoney taking 4th, which will be my bracket buster as well. 5th in his region to 4th in the Wrestlebacks.
Matty T?
Yeah, I was gonna say I could do you one better and get Kyler Quick to beat Landon Tucker in the 1st round. I think he's that good. He's just a landmine there in that Southeast 5 spot. But I can realistically see Carlson winning that match too, and also beating Tucker. So really good pigtail match there. I have Erdman making it out, getting to the finals. I think Wiedemore has been top class of this weight, and it's unfortunate Bliss has to hit him in the semis, but I think Wiedemore gets the job done. Gets to win in the state finals over Erdman. I have Aiden Bliss dropping down, getting 3rd. And then I have Marquez Gordon from Bishop McCourt coming back from losing in the quarterfinals and getting 4th place. And my bracket buster, I would go with Carlson because I think he gets on the backside. I think he gets on the run. And I think he could place. I got him placing 6th.
285 pounds. Matty T, your thoughts?
Effindian and White, that's a collision course. 2 best guys all year. It hasn't even been close. Rodriguez is the closest guy, and he is a distant 3rd. So Effindian and White are just going to make a run to the finals. I have Effindian winning that one. I think Effindian is just a little bit better than White, but White's had one hell of a season. I think you're going to see region winners losing. I think Nickerson and Sotolono, I think they're going to get past that 1st round and then losing the quarterfinals. Good weight again, 3 through 8. It's going to be entertaining. 1 through 2, not so much.
All right. Yeah, very similar to you, except for I got Colin White winning it. I'm not picking against him. He's been fantastic all year. I got White at 1, Effindian at 2. And I actually got Casey Wilson from Laurel coming back and taking 3rd. I think he has a good chance to rip through this bracket and beat Rodriguez there. And I think that those 2 are going to face for 3rd and 4th. So Casey Wilson is my bracket buster as well. But I think that, man, he's going to rip through the backside. And one of my favorites, man, and we saw him beat, a lot of good guys, not only in AA, but as well as AAA. What say you, Cass?
Yeah, I think it's just like you guys. Colin White on the bottom side and Effendian up top. In the finals, I have Effendian winning that. I think Rodriguez is kind of a clear number three here. So I have him taking third, and I have Casey Wilson from Laurel taking fourth. Um, Bracket buster again. Daniel Williams from Glendale. You know, he placed here last year. Or I'm sorry, he was injured last year, but he's been a multiple qualifier. Um, I think he's going to beat Sotolano in that first round. I actually have Williams into the semis. He's been ranked top 5 or 6 all year. Him and Tyler, I think that's a really good quarters match. So I have Williams making his way to the semis. Williams has a win over Casey Wilson this year. It was in the Fred Bell finals. Um, so give me Wilson fourth and Williams as my sleeper.
All right. And before we move on to AAA, let's slide in another one of our sponsors.
Hi, my name is Antonio Rayino, owner of Reversal Health and Wellness. I've been in healthcare for nearly 20 years and seen the effects obesity can have on someone's health. That's what inspired me to offer GLP-1 therapy at Reversal Health and Wellness. New evidence-based research has shown remarkable benefits of the therapy, including reversing fatty liver disease, improvement of sleep apnea, and slowing the progression of heart and kidney disease. And unlike national online companies, you won't get lost in the mix and you're not just another number. You'll receive a personalized treatment plan tailored to your goals and your health. And if you're not near Newcastle, Pennsylvania, no worries. Telemedicine options are always available. Also at Reversal Health and Wellness, we offer IV hydration therapy. We offer 7 different IV cocktails infused with nutrients designed to restore balance, boost energy, and support optimal health. Rather, if you're an athlete training for a competition, or a fatigued mother or two, or recovering from an illness, IV hydration will benefit you. We're located in Newcastle, Pennsylvania, on Wilmington Road at the Maison Building. You can either book online or call the office. Thank you.
All right, boys. That was Double A.
Let the
Before we
fun
move
start.
Yeah, well, before we move on to AAA, give me let's remove the Hare Bassett winner because I feel like whoever wins that has a great chance to get the OW. If you can give, let's say,
Oh shit, that's right. We didn't give OW picks.
right. So let's say outside of Hare Bassett, because I feel like whoever wins that, I don't know if you guys agree with that, but has a great chance to get the OW. Who would you say besides that? Maybe someone that's going to kind of like be the mayor of Hershey for the Double A side of things.
For me, it would be Adam Waters because it'll be his fourth.
Good call.
That would be my pick for it.
Taylor? Matt? Matt, you hear me, buddy? Maybe not. Maybe we lost Matt. Kaz, can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Okay. Matt, did we lose you? I think we did.
Yeah, he messaged said he can't hear anyone.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure. It might be on his side of things. So we're gonna have Matty T figure that out. But we're gonna move on here. All right, Cass. AAA, man. Let's see. Give me your initial thoughts before we start breaking this down. I guess for me last week, man, that bracket and that tournament over there, it's very similar to what we just had over at the Whitfield tournaments. Real similar. They had a couple of different guys in there, but it's a meat grind to get through both the Whitfield and the West Regional tournament.
Yeah, that tournament was great. Let's just make our Whitfield kids wrestle a whole nother freaking same tournament, right?
You hear us, Matt?
Yeah, I got you guys now.
All right, cool.
I almost went on a tangent, but I'm not going to. I did that
started
last
the
week.
Go ahead.
I
No,
started
go
the
ahead,
book a
let's
little
do
bit.
I did that last week. I might have
Let's
been an
get into-
F-bomb. Might have been an F-bomb thrown in there.
Yeah.
All right.
We both
All
have
right.
1 for 1 the last 2 weeks. It was definitely funny. I got off the show and I was like, Alex, she was like, well,
did it.
I mean, she was like, as long as it was for the right reason. I was like, yep, it was.
Yeah.
So.
Absolutely.
All right, 107 here. Let's look at this weight class as we add it to the screen here. Kaz, give me your overall thoughts as we transition to AAA.
So at 107 here, or I'm sorry, just in general, we were saying, I think there's as much depth here, similar to AA. There's 3 or 4 weights where it's crazy depth. You still have your good mix of kind of your elite guys here. But there's the one thing I noticed, there are a ton of pigtail guys in pigtail matches that I think are going to place. I know we all kind of picked a couple of them in AA, but with how much depth there is in AAA, I think you're going to see a number of guys with first round pigtails that are going to place in these brackets.
Let's start it off right off the bat. I got Lee Dressman winning this weight, boys. The freshman out of Cannon Mac, in a weight that there's a bunch of really good guys, and you look at, both Matt's rankings and Upson's rankings on PA Power. There's guys that are ranked ahead of him, but I think that he's going to find, his path is gnarly. Let's not act like it's not. He's got to get through Hoffman, and then he'll probably have to face Marley in the semis, is what I have, or Morley, and then probably Carr in the finals. So basically, I got Dressman 1, Carr 2. I got Mikey Johnson coming back and taking 3rd. I actually think he has a really good spot in the pigtail there. Now, what Mikey Johnson are we going to get? Are we going to get the Mikey Johnson from Whippeals, or are we going to get the Mikey Johnson from last week? That's a big thing. But I think that he figures it out and finds his way to the semis. And I actually got him coming back and taking 3rd. And for taking 4th, I think Bryce Thomas, I think that Bryce Thomas, Jacob Carr quarterfinal is really freaking good. I think that
Thomas looked damn good last week.
Good, man. Really freaking good. So you gotta consider that as well. So I think that we see Bryce Thomas and Michael Johnson for the whatever millionth time for 3rd and 4th. And I think Mike Johnson takes it for the whatever time. And then I actually think Parker Jennings out of Trinity. I think that my man there has a really good shot to rip through the backside of this bracket. But again, this is one of my favorite weight classes because I feel like a lot of I don't know who's going to win. Basically, it's wide open. Go ahead, Matty T.
Yeah, I mean, Dressman, even though my rankings don't reflect it, he's convinced me that he could win this weight.
100%.
And I picked him to do it. I think, the run that he had at Whippeals and the run he had last week, I think he can win this weight. Get the win over Morley in the semis. I have Carr running through, getting into the semis as well. Like you just said, D-Hall, the Carr Thomas quarterfinal match, it's gonna be fireworks. But a lot of the Whippeal guys I think can make a run here and get deep. Jennings Johnson I think could start making a run. Thomas I think could definitely place in this weight. So I have Morley dropping down from the semis, getting 3rd, and then I have Quinn Bagnell, who is also my bracket buster. I got him getting 4th. I think he's set up right there once he drops into the constellations to go on a run and get 4th in this weight.
Kaz?
Yeah, a lot of points I agree with from you guys. I do have a question for each of you though. Donnie, did Elijah Fultz and Michael Johnson wrestle at the Moon Duels this year? Because I know Palmyra was there. Was West Allegheny there?
Yes, but they were on the opposite side of the bracket because West Allegheny faced Derry, and
Johnson was up at
was at 14. Thomas and Fultz wrestled. Thomas lost to Fultz in the semifinal of that day.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right.
So
And
at
then-
the time, Thomas was ranked second in the state, I think, according
Yeah.
to PA Power.
And then for like when I looked at this bracket, it's where the first thing I noticed was Ryan Milheim out of Montorvo Tech. There's got to be a relation to Reagan Milheim. They're both Northeast. Milheim,
think.
Ryan, Reagan. I was like, man, I wonder if there's any relation
they're
there.
different family there.
That's wild.
The Max Quarry Bagnell matchup, it's 4 and 5 in the state in the first round. That's ridiculous. I think the winner of the Morley Dreschman semi wins this bracket. I have Dreschman in that match over Morley. So I have Dreschman 1. I have Carr 2. I have Morley coming back to take 3rd, and I have Johnson taking 4th. So Johnson will be my bracket buster as well. If you're Luis Moya, you can't be thrilled with that draw. I mean, Johnson's been a top 5 or 6 guy all year. Didn't have the best regional tournament. Donnie, you and I were there. But, like, that is a tough kid to get out of a pigtail in Michael Johnson. There was one other name. I mentioned Quarry and Bagnell. I think both of those guys plays out of this bracket.
All right, moving on. I think again, guys, that's going to be one of the highlight weight classes to watch because I think it's just going to be fireworks. I really don't know how that's all going to play out. And again, for me, this weight class, I went back and forth on this one. But Kaz, what are your thoughts?
Oh, sorry, I was reading one of the comments. Someone said,
It's all good.
"Yeah, sorry." I'm all clustered here. All right, so
What was
top
the
half
comment?
of
You're good. We don't have to be perfect. What was the comment?
from Keystone Game Day, Kaz for president.
Oh,
You
yeah.
do
That's
not-
Maddie Leaper. Maddie Leaper, who's been helping us out this year.
Oh, that's what's up, Leaps?
Yeah, baby. Maddie Leaps. Yeah.
he
so
forgot
he's-
he forgot the tripod at Cannon Mac this weekend, but I won't blame him for that.
Oh, he's gonna love that one.
Leaper, you're my
That's
man.
fantastic. That's fantastic. Okay. I'm just gonna transition. Matty T, give me your thoughts on this one, buddy.
This is the deepest weight I think I have seen at the Pennsylvania State Tournament in a long time. Every single matchup, once you get to the quarterfinals, I think is a marquee matchup. Let's go down the list. Wenrich Henning, really good match. Sagata Rehak, really good match. Powell Barrett, really good match. Alexander Beard, really good match. So, if you're there on Friday afternoon and you're trying to figure out which match I want to watch, hopefully you have 4 eyes because there is so many good matches out of the 114-pound weight class here. I think Wenrich has a sneaky one though with Fennec there in the pigtails because that's going to be a tough one.
Yeah, it is.
To come in cold and Fennec, he already got a match under his belt, and that's a lot of times what you see with these pigtail matches is guys, the top seeded guys, they're coming in cold. These guys just won a match, and they're coming in a little warmed up and ready to go. So that's one where I think Wenrich is going to win. I haven't picked winning the state finals, but I can see Fennec winning that match. And I think that would be the only spot where I see Wenrich actually stumbling would be the Fennec match because that's just a tough draw to have. I have Wenrich first. I have Powell running the table in the bottom half of the bracket, getting second. Sagata coming back, getting 4th. I think he could run through the consolations. He's my bracket buster there. And I have Rehak, who I think is going to lose to Wenrich in the semis. I have him dropping down, getting 3rd.
Yeah, I like what you said about. Oh, sorry, Donnie.
Go ahead.
I like
go
what you
ahead.
said about the pigtail. This isn't like your section tournament getting a kid out of a pigtail. Like you're getting a kid out of a pigtail who's at the state tournament for a reason. So I completely agree with you there, Matt. I think Wenrich comfortably. I shouldn't say comfortably. I don't think Wenrich will have much trouble in his semi. I think he'll get by, and I kind of cruise his way to the finals. I do agree. I think Fennec will be his toughest match. So I have Wenrich on the top side. Bottom side, again, my bracket's a little crazy here. So I have Barrett in the semis wrestling Cale Muller of Green Pond. I saw Mueller beat Keegan Bassett at Ironman this year. I think it was 1-0, 2-1. It was a low scoring match. I think he beats Alexander, and then I think he beats Thunderbeard. So I have Barrett and Wenrich in the finals. I had Barrett winning it, Wenrich second. I have Sagata coming back and taking third in this bracket, and I have Thunderbeard wrestling back to take fourth in the bracket.
Talking about Barrett, we can't move on without talking about the egg that was on his eye this weekend. Kaz, did you catch that?
Oh, it's one of the freaking best black guys I've ever seen. Absolutely phenomenal.
I was talking to, and you'll know whenever I said it, Mr. Homan, one of friends of the show, one of the best dudes ever. He was like, "Yeah, I told him we might have to cut him." I was like, "I hear you, cut me, Mick. I love it." So he was, man. I'm sure he'll have remnants of that this weekend, man. That was really, really gnarly. I think
you know who else loves that? McKillop. That's Travis McKillop to a T right there.
Yes, all about the squirrel. Loves that, and yeah, typical hard-nosed cat. I love me some Travis McKillop. Shout out the head coach of Penn Trafford there. But man, I agree with a lot of what you guys said. The biggest thing, man, I think that Barrett Benio match is really good in the first round. Doing a little bit of research on that one. I took Benio, to be honest with you guys. And I think that's going to be one of the best first round matches. And I actually have Benio going on a little bit of a run. I got him rolling all the way out to the finals, beating Thunderbeard in the semis. Topside semi, I went back and forth. Because Rehak has been awesome.
He's been ridiculous of late. I mean,
dude,
holy shit.
So good. And I really like, if Rehak was on the bottom, he'd be in the finals against Wenrich. Put it that way. But he's not. I just don't see him getting past Wenrich. I got Wenrich in the finals, winning that over Benio. I got Rehak coming back and taking third. Thunderbeard taking fourth. Again, I was just been so impressed with Rehak this year. And if you told me if I watched that semifinal and you told me Rehak won, I'm not going to be surprised at all. And I got Andrew Alexander as my bracket buster. Go ahead, Cass.
Just to piggyback, so from a Whippeal standpoint, the Whippeal guys in this bracket with Barrett, Hoy, Rehak, and Fennec, they've all Barrett's beaten Fennec by a point or two the past 2 weeks. But Rehak was, I think, the third seed at Whippeals. He ends up running through the bracket. He majors Ferraro in the finals, which was a surprise. Ferraro knocked off McGarity, and McGarity's not in the bracket. But Barrett beat Rehak in the section finals. And then Barrett and Hoy swapped victories at Whippeals. They've all kind of beaten up on each other. To where I think they're battle tested enough that I think the Whippy will be well represented here on the podium. But Benio and Barrett, that is a really good first round matchup.
Yeah.
Matt, Benio being Northeast, he wasn't eligible last year as a freshman. Do you know why?
I don't know why. I think there was a transfer rules though, so they might have just moved to Hazleton at that point. So that might have held him back.
Probably a prep guy and just switched over.
Yeah.
Curious.
Yeah, because you don't see freshmen ineligible a lot. I didn't know if that was what.
No, because his brother was too, which I think they're twins. So yeah, they have to be twins. So yeah, I think they transferred in. Yeah, I think they transferred
from West
in.
Scranton, it looks like if you look at his PA wrestling here, is West Scranton. Someone there on X is saying small town PA, saying here, I'll put it on the screen. Transfer rule. Bingo.
Yep.
So again, if you guys want to comment on the show, we'll throw it on the screen. Don't be scared. All right, moving on. £121. You want to talk about a weight class that for a while we thought was the next topic, but man, Mateo Gallegos, unbelievable, goes out and beats Sidon in the regional finals. He is your 1 seed. Morrison is your 2 seed. Emili is your 3 seed. Schaefer is your 4 seed. Those are your regional champs. Kaz, you called that match. Give me your thoughts.
That match was awesome. Like you said, I was on the call for that match. I thought Sidon had a takedown and sudden victory, slipped that far boot in. I thought it was 3. They didn't call it. Nonetheless, credit to Gallegos for wrestling, continuing to wrestle, and ends up getting a late reversal in what was that, tiebreaker 2, or the second 30-second ride out to upset Landon Sidon. That being said, I think Sidon's going to be on an absolute warpath and beat the brakes off of everybody in this bracket. You woke up the beast. Morrison's absolutely phenomenal. Don't think it's going to be a match with Sidon. And then I think Sidon's going to get Gallegos again, and I think Sidon's going to win that. As soon as he lost that match on Saturday, the first thing in my head was, God almighty, I feel bad for everybody in that state bracket.
Yeah.
So give me Sidon 1, Gallegos 2, Morrison 3. And then I have, who did I have 3? I have Nico Emili of Becca taking 4th here.
Kaz, do you think Gretz has a chance to make a little run out of the pigtail there? Because I do. I got him out to the semis, actually.
Yeah, I got him in the semis, too. I got him in the semis. He's kind of been a top 7-8 guy all year. Schaefer from Wilson's really good, but, Gretz is a returning medalist. I think he'll be in the semis.
Yeah, so I got a regional, 4 regional guys. Here I got
Actually, I read my wrong. I'm sorry. I have Kapusta taking 4th. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. I have Kapusta taking 4th.
You're good. Guy Egos. Now I'll never forget that again. Guy Egos. Taking 2nd there. Again, I agree with you guys. Sidon, it's kind of like we've seen this before. Guys have kind of taken losses before the state tournament, almost like looking ahead. Mike Tomlin-esque, if you will. Jax Force, the last time we saw him took a loss in folk style was to the West Regional Finals. To Vargo from Bentworth a couple years ago. So, that can happen. And I don't think it's going to happen again. I think he's going to take care of business. He's going to win the championship here over Gallegos. I got Kapusta taking 3rd and Gretz taking 4th. So I got the semis coming back and ripping back through. But man, I just think that, again, Gretz is in a really good spot and Kapusta is one of my favorites, not only in the WPIAL, but in the state. What say you, Mr. Taylor?
I got to stick with Gallegos in this one. He was one of my guys last year that I was really high on. I thought he could have won a state title last year. But Wilmot K goes on his run and upsets him in the semis in that wild 114-pound weight class. I think Gallegos gets a job done again. I think, like you guys are saying, this gets into your head, and sometimes you go on a run at the state tournament or you go on a run the next week. This could also get in your head the other way, where I should have beat this guy last week, and now that's in your head more than go out and wrestle another match. Sidon's phenomenal, and I think it's Gallegos Sidon all the way. But I have Gallegos just edging him out. I think it's going to be another tiebreakers match. It's going to be a marathon match. I have Morrison dropping down from the semis, getting 3rd. I have Schaefer coming back, getting 4th. I could also see Tommy Gretz moving on. When I released my rankings today, I had Schaefer 4th and Gretz 8th. So not many times you get a 4 versus 8 match up there in the round of 16. So, Gretz could definitely win that match. Kapusta kind of gets a tough draw here with getting Morrison there in the quarterfinals. But Kapusta is going to go on a run. I think he's definitely going to place in this weight. I have him getting 5th.
All righty. Moving on. 127 pounds. We see Chase Williams from Central Bucks East is up top. Santino Sloboda from Butler is down low. Emilio Albanese of Emmaus is your 3. Moylert of Cedar Cliff is your 4. Matty T, give me your thoughts on this weight class.
Yeah, Chase Williams, returning state champion. You think, oh, another one. I don't think so. I think he's got one of the toughest paths to get to the finals from returning state champion. Cale Davis from State College is a really good matchup. Even if he gets Kane Klein, that's tough in the first round. Then you have to face Rice or Salomon, which, again, that's going to be around a 16 match. It's going to be some fireworks. And then I think Canale could rip through and get to the semis. So it's just landmines all over. Albanese has been top tier all year, and it was unfortunate last year he couldn't make it to the state tournament. But I think Albanese this year runs through, wins a state title. Have Williams fighting through, getting to that finals, but getting second. I have Sloboda, who made it to the semis. I have him dropping down, getting third. And I have Canale, who I also had in the semis, dropping down, getting fourth. And I think Rice is definitely the backer buster here because, or it could be Salomon. Whoever loses that first round matchup, I think goes down into the backside and just rips through.
Buddy, I think whoever wins that match has a great chance to go on and do some real damage. Put it this way. I got Nick Salomon winning this weight class. Okay. I got Nick Salomon going out and beating Canale in the semis. I got him beating Sloboda in the finals. I think that Sloboda Albanese match is really good. A rematch of what we saw in the Midwinter Mayhem finals. So yeah, I got Salomon first, Sloboda second. I got Albanese coming back and taking third, and I got Dom Canale taking fourth. And again, I agree with you 1,000%. I think Nolan Rice is one of the bracket busters you need to look out for. And I like Will Yorty out of Gettysburg. I think he can do some damage out there in the middle of the state. What say you, Cass?
Great pick. I got Salomon winning it too, Donnie.
Oh, man.
I got Salomon winning it too. But I'll tell you what, him and Rice is going to be a dogfight. But
Rice doesn't turn down against anyone, buddy. He's going to go out and literally fist fight that dude.
Before I make my picks, when Rice wrestled Sloboda at Whippeals, I mean, it was as close. I thought they were just going to call the match, and those two were going to. They were on mat 1, right on the wall. They were into the wall about 4 times. It was just an absolute fist fight. And then Rice and Declan Barr, great. Let's have him rest for third and fourth last week. Barr's the exact same kid as Rice. Good on top. Gonna push the limits and get in your face and bother you, which I freaking love. Barr gets hit for a penalty point. They're clubbing each other. The last 20 seconds of the match took 25 minutes. I'm praying that Rice and Barr wrestle because it's must watch. It's must freaking watch. Go back on PA Power and watch the match. Just effing incredible.
I love it.
That being said, I have Salomon winning this weight. I have Salomon over Sloboda in the finals. I have Kevin Moyart from Cedar Cliff taking third. And I have Max Tansini from Perky Omen Valley taking fourth. I have Albanese dropping that quarterfinals match. I do have him placing. Kind of have this everywhere, but this might be my favorite weight in AAA. I think there's a ton of depth here. You know, Declan Barr's been ranked top kind of 5 all year, and he took 5th in the region. I'm sorry, 4th in the region. So my bracket buster, I'll go with Barr. I think Barr's going to place, in this bracket. But just we need a Barr and Rice matchup. It just has to happen.
It's got to be in the blood rounds too.
I love it.
Yeah, I mean, all hell will break loose.
It would. It literally would.
And Connellsville people, the Connellsville people are all nuts. In a good way. I love them to death.
Yes.
Like Coach Swink and them are awesome, but
awesome.
They give a shit about what's going on. They're passionate about it. so's Altoona. Altoona has a very proud program. They have some guys. Like it's must watch wrestling.
Before we break down this next weight class at 133 pounds, let's hear from another one of our friends.
It's not game day without Pizza Bosa. Perfect for the family and the guys. Right next door to the PPG Paints Arena in downtown Pittsburgh. Dine in, pickup and delivery available from 10 a.m. to midnight. Stop by 741 5th Avenue or call 412-575-7575.
Muted D Hall.
That's always faster than I realize.
I had Pizza Bosa a couple weekends ago
Dude,
when we
it's
went
so
to the
good.
Penguin game. Oh, it's awesome. The whole Islamov family's in there too.
Always. I've been in there and they're watching UFC fights and such. Just, as always, great peoples. But give me your thoughts on this weight class, Matty T.
This is a really good weight class. I think it's another one of those where we're gonna see Dillard and Kai again. 3 straight weeks in a row, and going back, they hit in districts 1-0 match for Dillard. They hit in the regional final 4-2 match. So expect a really tight match there in the finals, especially with how finals matches are wrestled. But I think Brandon Weaver can make a lot of noise here from Altoona. He's really set up to make a run to the semis. And Cale Yannick too. I think he's going to have an opportunity to make a run all the way to the semis. Another one, just like I was saying about Double A a couple times. This is, I think who are going to be in the finals here. 3 through 8, I think, is going to be the interesting part of it. I have Sure dropping in the quarters and getting back to place in third. I have him beating Weaver, so Weaver beating him in the quarters, and then Sure winning in the third place match.
So the Northeast region here is disgusting. I mean, the top 4 ranked guys in the state are all from the Northeast, and Dillard, Kai, Whitney, and Costco, the freshman out of Nazareth, who's really good. Yannick and Costco are going to meet in the first round, and they're 4-5 in the state. That's a tough draw for Cale Yannick, getting that guy out of a pigtail. Whoever wins the Yannick Costco match, I have Costco. I think they breeze to the semis. But again, Dillard and Kai collision course on the finals. Give me Dillard again. So I have Dillard 1, I have Kai 2. I have Weaver making the semis as well on the bottom half. Him and Yannick had a great finals match last week. So I have what did I say? I have Dillard, I have Kai, I have Yannick taking 4th, and I have Weaver beating him for 3rd and 4th.
I got very, very similar, except for I have Kai over Dillard in the finals. I do have Yannick making it out to the semis. I agree with you that first round match, whoever wins that one, I do think has a very good chance to go out to the semis and place. But give me Wilmot Kai to defeat Dillard there in the final. Both guys that, have won a state title in the past. Dillard, of course, 2 times. But I think Kai's just going to get it, man. I have him taking 1st, Dillard taking 2nd. I have Weaver taking 3rd over Yannick for 3rd and 4th in a rematch of last week. Yeah. All right. Let's move on down. Where we at? 139 pounds. We see Blake Boyer from Connect, the senior, is up top. Aiden Herndon from Cedar Cliff, the junior, is down low. Trey Wagner from Northampton is the Northeast one. And Dalton Wenner of Cranberry is the W one. I'm not even going to, make you guys think too much on this one or way too much. I'm going with Collier Hartman to win this weight class. a guy that last year I kind of picked against, and he didn't have the greatest weekend last weekend. We'll say that, but I fully believe, based off what I saw I looked at his not his stats, but who he's wrestled the last 2 months. He has been on a absolute tear. So I got Collier Hartman ripping through and winning this bracket. His path is not easy. He's got to beat Herndon, and then he's going to beat Wagner, and then Boyer in the finals. I got him beating Boyer in the finals. Herndon's going to come back and take third, and Wagner's going to take fourth. And my bracket buster for this weight class is Mr. Thomas Bencho, of course, my buddy right down the street. What say you, Mr. Cass?
Top half of the bracket, I think it's, pretty chalk. I think it'll be Wenner and Boyer in the semis. Bottom half, I have Wagner and Hartman in the semis. I think the Hartman Herndon quarterfinal, whoever wins that will be in the finals. I have Hartman winning that. So I have Hartman in the finals, and then Wenner and Boyer. I'm going to go with Wenner. I went back and forth on this. Wenner's a 3-time medalist. He has 2 wins over Hartman this year. Both, close decisions. Hartman does have a win over Wenner, though, by major at Fred Bell. So I think we're going to see Wenner and Hartman for the 4th time this year. They've gone back and forth, and it's Hartman's turn in the rotation. So give me Collier Hartman. I just think he's been incredible since Powerade. So I have Hartman over Wenner. And then I have the 2 other semifinalists taking 3rd and 4th. I think Wagner ends up taking 3rd, and I have Boyer 4th. As far as my bracket buster, I don't even know if it's a bracket buster. Wolishin and Smith, I think they both place here. I actually have them. How do I have? So I have them wrestling each other for 5th and 6th. Wolishin and Smith. I have them both losing in the Concy semis. And wrestling for 5th and 6th. So I'll say both of those 2.
IDT?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you guys. It's probably going to be Wenner and Hartman in the finals. Somebody to really watch out for in that top half of the brackets, Reef Dillard. His record doesn't reflect it, but he walked into the District 11 tournament and he went on a tear. He beat Wagner in District 11 finals, and then Wagner got him last week at the regional finals. So I think Dillard can knock out Boyer, to be honest with you guys. And I think he's going to give Wenner a run. But I have Wenner getting into the finals. I have Wenner winning this weight. I think it's going to be a real tight match there in the finals. I have him beating Hartman. I have Wagner dropping down from the semis, getting 3rd. And then I have Noah Fenner getting 4th place. The Northeast region here is really good. It's just kind of unfortunate where they're placed, where they're going to have to run into the Whippo guys, and the Whippo guys are just going to go on a tear. So, again, District 11, District 7, really good in this weight.
Moving on, 145 pounds. We see Ty Vioma of Connellsville is up top. Miles Grossman of Gettysburg is down low, the junior there. Jack Campbell of Nazareth, the senior of NE1, and Daniel Dennis of Central Bucks West is in the 4th slot. Matty T, what are your thoughts here, my friend?
This has the makeups of another West Regional Final rematch. I think Vilma is going to run the table there on the top half of the bracket. Korniev he's a landmine there. He's somebody to watch out for. The sophomore, he was the difference in that Nazareth duel back at the state tournament. So he can definitely give Vilma a run. But I think Vilma is going to run through this bracket. I think he's going to win a state title. Aiden Coons, I think I've had him 2 and 3 all year. So I think he's going to go on a run, beat Jack Campbell, beat Miles Grossman in the semis, get to the finals. I have Grossman dropping down, getting 3rd. I have Daniel Dennis from Central Bucks West getting 4th. Quinn McBride is my bracket buster here. I think he can run the table on the backside and give everybody a scare.
I'm
Yeah.
very similar to you, buddy. I got Vilma 1. I actually have Campbell taking second. I have Dennis taking third and McBride taking fourth. And I fully expect Coons to do some damage on the backside. But that Coons Campbell quarterfinal match, I think, is going to be absolute fireworks. But I think it's Kyle Vilma and everyone else. I think he has a really good shot here to take care of business and find his way onto the top of the podium for the first time in his career. What say you, Cass?
I have Campbell and Vilma in the finals.
Mhm.
I think whoever wins the Campbell Coons quarter will be in the finals. Coons' only 2 losses this year are to Vilma, both by a score of 5-2. One last week and one, I think it was Top Hat, first tournament of the year. So I have Campbell and Vilma in the finals. I have Campbell over Vilma. I have Dennis taking third, and I have Coons taking fourth in the bracket. I like the Quinn McBride pick. I think he places here. Matt, I know you brought him up. You have to. I don't know. I have him as far Aiden Finnegan of Cannon Mac.
Mhm.
I have him. So I have him losing in the blood round. Watch out for him.
He can beat anyone, dude.
Might be the best top wrestler in the WPIL.
100%.
Might be the best top wrestler. What he did in that Whippeal tournament, I think he took fourth in his section, Donnie. Didn't have a great draw into the Whippeal bracket and got on top and just turned absolutely everybody. And then he goes and takes fourth in the region. From watching him in the first match of the year to now, the kid is – I've been high on him all year. I tell Coach Dahlman all the time, like, dude, Finnegan kid, man, I really like him. He's good. He goes, yeah, he's a hard worker. Like, yeah, keep an eye out for him. As a fan, I hope he places because he's a fun one to watch. Fun one to watch. He's never out of a match. What was it? Chacon? I think Chacon was beating him like 7-0 or
Yeah,
something.
it was Zach Hill, I think. Zach Hill
It was Zach
wrestling
Hill.
him. Yep, 7-0. And he took top twice. Well, not top. I think Zach Hill went down one of the times, but the other time he was up top. He was up for what? 7
Yeah, it was 7-0 in the first.
Yeah.
7-0 in the first. Hill went down in the second, didn't get out, got rode out. And Finnegan takes top in the third.
At 7-0 again.
Yeah.
Right?
Tilts him, make it 7-4. Then I think he tilted him again to make it 8-7 and then stuck him. It was something weird like that.
Incredible. I think you're dead right. Or I don't know if he stuck him or he got 2 swipes as time expired to win, like 1 by 1 point.
That might be,
like,
yeah.
But like he
was
is, again, one of those can't miss watch guys. You got to watch him wrestle. He can beat anyone.
He has a style that can cause a lot of freaking issues in a bracket like this.
Absolutely. All right. Are we good to move on? Have we all went? I lost my train of thought there as we all started talking. Okay, cool. All right. 152 pounds. Kaz, continue your thought process, but on this weight class, my friend.
I think Whitbread and Ballard in that bottom semi might be the best potential semi of the tournament. Both of those two are phenomenal. Saw Whitbread last week. Him and Ruane had a really good final. I think the winner of Whitbread and Ballard is your state champ. I have Ballard in that match. I have Ballard over Cade Campbell. So I have a Northeast rematch from regionals. So I have Ballard 1, I have Campbell 2, and then I have Whitbread and Ruane wrestling for 3rd and 4th again. I went, or not again, but they wrestled in the finals last week. I have Ruane avenging that. You know, Whitbread got the better of him at Powerade convincingly, and Ruane really cut into that last week. So I have Ruane 3rd, and I have Whitbread 4th. Far as a bracket buster here, I really like Owen Campbell from Plum. Has had a really good postseason. And then Zach, I'm going to pronounce it wrong, Jaff from Kennett. I think he can pose some issues in this bracket.
Matty T.
Yeah, I think Ruan can make it to the semis in this weight. I think he's that good. I think he's going to give Luke Knox a run there in the quarterfinals and make it to the semis. Ian Longenberger has been good all year, 42-1. His one loss is to Jaffe, who's in the bottom half of this bracket. I think he's going to make it to the finals. I think Ballard's going to make it as well. I think that Whitbread Ballard match, like you guys were saying, is going to be a really good one. Whitbread dropping down, getting third. I have Ruan coming back getting fourth place. And I think Ezra Swisher, I think he might lose to Campbell in that first matchup. And then I think he just runs the backside and gets to that fifth place match.
I like it. Very similar to kind of what you guys had, except for I got Whitbread winning it of State College there. I think that he rips through. He beats Knox in the finals there. I agree with you guys. That Knox-Ruane quarterfinal, I think whoever wins that has a fantastic chance to sneak out to the finals. Obviously, that Longenberger looms large there, but I think Owen Campbell has a great shot to get past him as well. So we'll see what happens. But I got Whitbread 1, Knox 2. I got Ballard coming back and taking third, and I got Mikey Ruane taking fourth. And agree with you, Kaz. I got Owen Campbell taking, being my bracket buster, not just placing. I just have been so impressed with the level that he's reached this year. Just, what he did against Griff Reed and, some of the best guys, Mikey Ruane and others. I fully expect him to have a good shot to find himself on the podium. All right. 160 pounds. Go ahead, Matty T.
I think Colt Gibbons has a really good shot of making it to the finals here.
Woo!
I think he can run the table. He's lined up pretty well. I think he could beat Shackley. I think he could beat John Smith. And he had a really good tournament last week. I think he makes it to the finals. Raploge down there from Central Gork, he's also a really good guy. I think he gives CM Paulo a scare there in the semis. But CM Paulo, I think, can make it and win the state title here. I think West Region, again, just like a lot of the weights, really, really deep. You look at, though, that Dominic Tunis in there on the bottom half of that bracket, matching up with CM Paulo in the quarters. That could be a real tight one. Things can happen there. I have O'Brien. What's his first name? Johnny O'Brien from North Penn. I have him as the bracket buster. I think he can come all the way back, get fourth with Raploge getting third.
Go ahead, Cass.
So last week, I was more impressed with Campoli than maybe anybody that I saw last weekend. He was phenomenal. So I'm going to ride that, and I have Campoli of Altoona winning the state here. I have him beating John Smith of Oxford in the finals. I think Gibbons does get to the semis on the top side, and I think O'Brien is in the semis on the bottom against Campoli. So I have Campoli 1, I have Smith 2. I think Gibbons comes back, takes third, and O'Brien fourth. So I think the 4 semifinalists end up 1, 2, 3, 4. Like Matt said, Tunison in that bottom quadrant, I keep an eye out for him. I think he's going to medal in this bracket, and I think he'll give Campoli a run for his money there. That top pigtail, Claybove and Dietz, I think that's a really good pigtail. That was like one of the first things I noticed here in that. Like, I could see either one of those guys placing in this bracket.
And I think that's a great way for me to interject here. I got Claybove as my bracket buster, actually. I think the winner of that match, and I do think it's going to be Claybove, has a great path to go back and place on the backside. But I got Smith winning it. So another weight class where we have 3 different guys winning the state here. I got Smith winning it. I have him beating Gibbons on the top side semi, and I have him beating Campoli in the finals there. I think that Campoli-Smith final is going to be really good. If you told me Campoli wins, I'm not going to be surprised. And I have him beating O'Brien for or in the semi there, and O'Brien is going to lose to Gibbons for third and fourth. So just to repeat, I got Smith first, Campoli second, Gibbons third, O'Brien fourth, and Chalabov as by Bracket Buster. But if Dietz wins, I definitely could see them as well. Great call there, Cass. All right. Before we move on, Kaz, give me some words on the golf course out on your side of the city, my friend.
So east of Pittsburgh, Manor Valley Golf Club in Export, Pennsylvania. 15 minutes from Monroeville, about 15 minutes from Greensburg. Vince DiAugustine, head wrestling coach at Seton Hill University, is your owner of the golf course. Full 18 holes, lights on the front 9. You want to play night golf in the summer, come on down. 2 full-service bars, restaurant, humidor cigar room. They have 2 an upstairs and downstairs kind of venue for banquets. It's a course owned by wrestlers, worked by wrestlers. Great environment there at Manor Valley in Export, Pennsylvania. Make your way out there this summer for a great round of golf.
And another one that I got to let you guys know about, that is Quest School of Wrestling out there in 84, Pennsylvania. One of the premier clubs, not only in the Whitfield, not only in the state, but in the entire country. You go in that club and you look at the hats that are on the wall. Shout out Coach Oakley, all his guys that go out to college, and wrestle or even play football, like McMillan, who went and played at Pitt. His hat is on the wall. So just some incredible student athletes that come out of the gym there that is in 84, Pennsylvania, and head coach Jim Akerley of Quest School of Wrestling. All right. 172 pounds. We see McCaden Spence of Wilson Westlawn is your 1. Dennis of Central Bucks West is down there at your 2. Frable of Southern Lehigh is your 3. Sanderson of State College is your 4. Matty T, give me your thoughts on 172 pounds.
I think we're on McCaden Spieth, Chris Dennis collision course here. I think those have been the 2 top guys in the weight the whole year. I think Spieth gets that win. Again, another weight where who's going to get third through 8th. I think that's going to be the most interesting part. And I have Zach LeBrar just blowing through the bracket on the backside, getting third. I think he has a really good shot there once he gets into the constellations. If he can get past Simic from Nazareth there, I think he can make a run, get third. Christian Bird's also a really good guy out of Hershey. That South Central region is actually pretty good there at 172. So I think I have him getting 4th. Sanderson, I think we all know, what he's about. He's had a really good year this year for being a freshman. He was a junior high state champion, and kind of tough when you jump up from being in junior high. Now you got to wrestle, especially at this weight, 172, being a freshman and getting to this level. He had a really good week last week, and I think he's going to have a good one this week. I think he'll place 5th, but I have LeBrar placing higher than him this week.
Ooh, good. Cass?
Yeah, I think Spieth and Dennis are on a collision course in the finals. I have Dennis over McCaden Spieth in that final. LeBrier and Simac, I have them in the blood round against each other. I have LeBrier winning that. Simac has that win over Sumpalak of Notre Dame Green Pond where he bumped up and beat him earlier in the year, kind of put his name on the map with that win. Sanderson had a hell of a tournament. He took some losses earlier in the year. Like I know Cartwright beat him into dual states, but ever since that, he's just been on a tear. It's hard to pick against him. So I do have Sanderson making his way to the semis, as well as Christian Bird on the bottom side. So I have Dennis 1, I have Spieth 2, I have Bird 3, and then I have LeBrier taking 4. I'm sorry. I have LeBrier taking 3rd, and I have Sanderson taking 4th. Bird I have losing in the Concy semis of this bracket. A bracket buster, I think Gabe Caulfield out of Wallenpaupack took 4th in his region. I think he has a very good draw on the backside. I mean, he's not going to get past Dennis, but after that, I think he has a pretty nice path on the backside.
More of what you guys said there, except for I got Spence winning. I got Spence over Dennis in the finals there. I got Sanderson coming back and taking third over LeBrier. For me, man, that you guys talked about a little bit there. Ethan Cartwright is a guy that can beat almost anyone in this weight class. If he's on and wrestling the right way, you just said it, Kaz, he beat Sanderson in the team dual tournament bracket. Just a guy that, for me, is the perfect bracket buster. So, yeah, that is my picks there at 172 pounds. 189 pounds. Oh, whoa. Come on. There we go. Mario Hutcherson is up top, the sophomore from Kiski. Dominic Sumpelbeck of Notre Dame Green Pond, the senior, is down below as your two. Franco Lotero of Interboro, the junior, is your three. And Noah Templin of Mannheim Central is your four. Matty T, give me your thoughts on this weight class, buddy.
Man, I'd like to say Hutchinson has a tough path here, but the way he's looked all year, I wouldn't even say it. But McFarland and Zerker have been really good this year, so watch out for them. I have them both placing pretty high. I don't want to diminish what Snyder's done all year, but it kind of the way it looked in the WPIAL finals, it wasn't good. And Hutcherson has been on that level all year where I think he's blowing everybody out. So I have Hutcherson winning it. I have Snyder and Supleko in the semifinals on the bottom half of that bracket. I have Supleko moving on to the finals. I think he just has a little bit too much there, and I think he'll get it through. I have Snyder dropping down, getting third, and then I have Zerker getting fourth. A guy to look out for, though, is Bryce Collins there. I think he's really good in the backside there. I think he can make a run.
Matty T, you took the words literally right out of my mouth. Pretty much everything I was going to say. I love me some Hunter Snyder, but the way he looked last week, especially Kaz, I don't know if you caught that Collins Snyder. I forget which round. I think it was the semifinal.
It was the semis at WPIALs.
Dogfight.
Yeah, that was the best match in a loss.
Yeah,
that was the best.
Right.
It was the best match I've seen Bryce Collins wrestle in high school, 100%. and he lost the match in sudden victory, but it was the best match I've seen him wrestle in high school. Just 100%. gas tank for days.
So in that vein, I got Hutcherson winning it. I think that he's, for me, maybe just a little bit a cut above everyone else. And I got that semifinal is kind of what's on the bottom side is what's interesting because I think Snyder and Sumplemek are going to be in the semis there. I think Supplemek's going to win, though. Just based off what I saw last week from Snyder, call it gut feeling. But if you told me Snyder wins, not going to be surprised. So that being said, again, I got repeat of what Matt said. I got Snyder taking third and Zerker taking fourth, and Collins is my bracket buster. I can fully see Collins taking top five here, no doubt about it. What say you, Cass?
I think it's a 4-horse race between Hutcherson, Zercher, Snyder, and Sumpelek. I think they're the clear-cut 4 best here. And I think that's going to hold. I think all 4 would be in the semis. I think they finished top 4. Ever since Mario was a freshman, I thought he was the best. Just the perfect mix of athleticism, strength, speed, power, mindset, everything.
Yep.
So I can't pick against Mario. I just can't. So I have Mario Hutcherson taking first. I think he's going to wrestle Sumpelek of Notre Dame Green Pond, that's Mario's only loss this year. They wrestled in the Powerade semis, I believe it was. So I have Hutcherson over Sumpelek, and then I have Zercher of Nazareth over Snyder for third and fourth. Even if Sumpelek beat Zercher, if Zercher was on the bottom side, there's a good chance I would have picked him to make the finals. As far as a bracket buster, Collins is an easy one to say, just watching him wrestle recently. But I'm Collins is going to place, but I'm also going to give Garrett Gensel, who's Collins wrestling in the first round. I have both of them placing in this bracket. I think Gensel from York Suburban will have a good tournament.
All right, moving on to 215 pounds. Awesome weight class here. Elijah Brown up top, the Bell Vernon senior. Paxton Hunt from Garnet Valley, the senior down there out of Southeast 1. Connor Smalley of Notre Dame Green Pond is your 3. And Cole Staker of Eastern New York is your 4. Cass, give me your thoughts on this weight class as we see a bunch of good WPO boys and West Regional boys here.
Yeah, it's so hard to not pick Elijah Brown. Just what he did last year, what he's done all of this year, minus the loss to Kendall Hoare, which he avenged on Saturday. So I have Brown winning this weight. I'm fully confident we're going to get the rubber match of Rodkowski and Hoare in the semis. You know, Rodkowski kind of beat the brakes off him earlier in the year, and then Hoare just beat him on Saturday on a locked hands call in ultimate tiebreaker. It was a dogfight freaking match between those two. But I think the margin of victory that Rodkowski won by compared to what Hoare won by, that tells me there's more in the tank for Rodkowski. So I'm going to go with an all Westmoreland County final.
Love it.
Have
the
a
same
state.
section? No, different section.
No, different section. Kiski's in the north, Bell Vernon's in the east.
Yep.
Normally I wouldn't know directionally where they're at. As
soon as I said that, I almost like wanted to take the words and put it back in my mouth because I'm like, you don't know geography, you dumbass.
No, but I know the labels of the section. So give me a state finals rematch, Brown over Rodkowski. I think Kendall Hoare comes back, takes third. And as far as fourth place, similar to other weights, I have the 4 semifinalists, 1 through 4, and that would be Decker Bechtold of Owen J. Roberts taking 4th. As far as a bracket buster, I love my man Cale Ott from Penn Trafford. Dude was wrestling 152 last year. Now he's cutting to 215. Just a massive specimen of a man. I think he's in the mix. I think both Whippeal guys in the pigtails with Ott and Braden Collins have a really good shot of placing here. But Ethan Brownback of Wilson Westlawn, 3rd out of the South Central, think he has a decent draw coming back.
Kaz, very similar for me, buddy, except for I'm going to take Hoare in that semi. I think I'm going to take Hoare, or I'm sorry. I'm going to take Hoare over Rodkowski in that semi. And then I got Brown winning it. Hoare is the only one that has beaten Brown this year. I don't have Brown losing. I have Brown taking care of business, the Penn State commit. So I got Brown 1, Hoare 2, Rodkowski 3, Bechtold 4, and my bracket buster out of the pigtail position, another Collins boy out of Canon-Mac. This one being Braden Collins. I think he has a great chance to win the first 2 matches. I don't know about Bechtold, but I have him going all the way out to the quarterfinals there.
I talked to Collins' dad at West Regionals this week.
Right here.
Just in all, the first time I've ever officially met him and spoke with him. Just an all-around great dude.
Yep.
Awesome guy. Loves his boys unconditionally. Just a great all-around dude. Doesn't give him an inch. But just an awesome guy. I had to give him a shout out because I know he always reaches out to us, on here.
Go ahead, Matty T.
Yeah, D-Hall, I got Collins out to the quarters as well. But, to echo what you said, I have Brown winning the weight. I have Kendall Hoare getting second. I think he can edge out Rodkowski again this week. But again, I wouldn't be surprised seeing Rodkowski in the finals as well. But I think Elijah Brown's the clear favorite here. He's beaten both of them back-to-back weeks. So I think he'll get the win here in the state final. I have Rodkowski dropping down, getting 3rd, and then I have Connor Smalley from Notre Dame Green Pond getting 4th. I think Ethan Brownback, I think he's going to lose to Hoare in the first round. I think he just makes a run on the backside. I think he can get to that 5th place match, so he's going to be my bracket buster here.
Before we move on to the final weight class of the evening, I got to tell you guys about another fantastic wrestling club here in the Whitfield, and that is D1 Wrestling Club down there in Jefferson Hills, Pennsylvania, way down 51. A fantastic spot to go and train some of the best guys in the Whitfield. Go there and get better. Of course, it is ran and headlined by Mr. James Fleming, the All-American, affectionately known as Snapper, one of the best wrestling minds, not only in the Whitfield, but in the state of Pennsylvania. So if you want to go and get better, especially this summer on the freestyle and Greco circuit, go see Mr. James Fleming. All right. The big boys. Man, this is, it's headlined by one guy. Obviously, you got Bechtold up at top. Reebok's down low is your 2. You got McConaughey. North 8 is your 3. Reinhardt is your 4. Kaz, give me your thoughts.
My initial thoughts is how the Bechtold family keeps enough food in their house.
Whoa.
I mean, with Dean and Decker, I mean, holy shit. I mean, they're both career 215 and heavyweights. I don't know how they either make the weight. Like, Jesus God, those are just 2 massive brothers running around the house.
They got stock in a farm for somewhere for sure.
Yeah. And what isn't there a third one? What's the old
They already graduated, right?
Yeah,
he graduated last year. I think he went to Lockhaven.
What's his first name?
Logan? No, that's the other one from whatchamacallit. I'll look it up. Go ahead, continue.
Logan Bechtold's the Kiski kid.
Right. That's what I was gonna say. That's a
God, this is gonna bother me. I'm trying to think.
I gotta keep continue talking.
Dylan, yeah.
No,
He's
yeah.
going to
God
Buck now.
almighty. Imagine that Thanksgiving dinner. Shit.
2 turkeys.
Yeah, I think Bechtold runs away with this, defending state champ. There's only one other state medalist in this bracket in Reebok from Shikellamy. Yeah, I think Bechtold runs away with this pretty. I don't want to say easily, but I don't think he's really going to be tested. I can see him bonusing his way to the finals and maybe getting bonus in the finals. So give me Bechtold over Reebok. As far as the other semifinals, I have Matt Scott from Council Rock South. I have him in the semis losing to Reebok. And then I have Nolan Reinert of Gettysburg in the top semi. So give me Bechtold 1, Reebok 2. I have Scott 3, and I have Schiffert from Bethlehem Freedom taking 4th. Bracket busters. I didn't really come to one in particular. I like Carmona's draw in the bracket. If Dana gets past his first round match, yes, really like his draw. McKinney, Montgomery, either one of those 2 in that bottom pigtail. I think they both have a chance to place. Whoever wins that, I think will have a good draw to place. But I don't want to say Scott's my bracket buster because he was the Southeast 2-2 Bechtold. But what I saw Scott at Team States, what he did against Nazareth, they needed him to get a tech fall in the Nazareth duel to win the duel. And he had like 7 takedowns in a heavyweight match, which has never happened before.
Never.
I was so impressed with him, man. And if he got to the finals, it wouldn't surprise me, just off of that performance alone.
Guys, we'll show this, I believe. Gotta be Mr. Collins, I'd assume, right?
Oh, that's him. There he is.
Awesome comment. Awesome stuff there. Thank you for listening in and giving us some love. And again, we see it. We see you pushing them boys. They're killing it, man. Awesome stuff. For me, Cass, I agree with you. I think it's Bechtold and kind of everybody else. But for me, I got McConaughey making the finals. I think he's going to make the finals over Reebok in the semi there. The top semi is interesting. I got Reinhardt making it out to that semifinal. And coming back, man, Dana coming back and taking fourth and losing to Makana, or I'm sorry, not Makana, but Reinhardt there for third and fourth. And for my bracket buster, man, a guy that I think, is going to be really interesting as we continue to get down the path here. He's only a sophomore, Johnny Montgomery from Franklin Regional. One of the guys, he probably only weighs 210, 215 Kaz, but man, not an ounce of fat on him. And if he gets a little bit bigger and he's wrestling heavyweight next year, he is going to be a problem. All right, boys.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is it, right, Matty T?
Yeah.
All right.
I can't echo any more than you guys just did with that weight.
Guys, give me your OW for AAA.
Matt, you want to go? I think we're gonna have the same one.
I think it's gonna come down to whoever wins Kai and Dillard. So I would have to go with Dillard on that one.
I'm the same. I think whoever wins that, just being state champ for state champ. But
yeah,
I have Dillard winning it, so I think Kiana Dillard will be your OW.
I got Sid. I have him coming back. I think he's gonna kind of rip through everyone, and I think he's gonna put it on. Gallegos could be completely wrong, but we will see. Closing thoughts, gentlemen, before we get ready for Hershey.
I'm excited.
yeah.
This is obviously the best state tournament in the country. I don't think anyone would argue that. And I think what you're going to see Thursday, Friday, Saturday will just kind of reinforce that. A lot of exciting weights and just excited as always. It's the best time of the year. What Smitty always says, Christmas in March.
Absolutely. Matty T.
Yeah, I mean, I can't remember a tournament where I was excited for Thursday matchups. In AA girls and AAA, I think they're all going to be good. First round matchups are going to be good. I'm excited for pigtail matchups. I think, like I said when we were kind of heading into the postseason, I think you're going to see some guys that you wouldn't even think of place at this tournament. Somebody's going to get on a run here. They get under those lights. They get in the center of that arena, and they just turn it on. And you're going to, Wilmot Kai was a story last year where he went on his run. Who's going to be that story this year? Because somebody's going to be that. I'm just really excited to getting down there and watching these guys compete. Ending off a really good season. I think this is, when you start talking about the individual tournaments throughout the whole year, so many guys went and competed. And kind of in the world we're in today where nobody wants to go compete at these tournaments and, the medical forfeits and all that, these guys went to tournaments every single week, competed against each other, didn't care what the record said at the end of the year. And I think that's what you're going to see this weekend. And I think you're going to see some great matchups.
I agree with both of you guys. I think that, in years past, we've had a lot of guys that were kind of clear cut above everyone else. I think there's a few of those guys this year, but I think a lot of those guys that we think are clear cut above everyone else can be upset. So it makes for a lot of fun, makes for an interesting weekend because kind of got to be glued, man. You never know what's going to happen, which makes it, super, super interesting. But again, it's going to be a blast in Hershey. For Kaz, for Matty T, we will see you guys next week. Later.